Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man walah, wa ba'd. All praise due to Allah and His praise and blessings and peace be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. We'll continue Tafseer, the explanation of Surah Al Kahf. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, أم حسبت أن أصحاب الكهف والرقيم كانوا من آياتنا عجبا إذ أوى الفتية إلى الكهف فقالوا ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا فضربنا على آذانهم في الكهف سنين عددا ثم بعثناهم لنعلم أي الحزبين أحصى لما لبثوا أمدا نحن نقص عليك نبأهم بالحق إنهم فتية آمنوا بربهم وزدناهم هدى وربطنا على قلوبهم إذ قاموا فقالوا ربنا رب السماوات والأرض لن ندعو من دونه إلها لقد قلنا إذا شططا هؤلاء قومنا اتخذوا من دونه آلهة لولا يأتون عليهم بسلطان بين فمن أظلم ممن افترى على الله كذبا. Perhaps you would like him. Verily, we have made that which is on earth as an adornment for it, in order that we may test them, in mankind, as to which of them are best indeed. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, and verily, we shall make all that is on it and in the earth will be destroyed. We explained these verses before, and also the following. Do you think that the people of the cave and the inscription, which is the list of their names or the news about them, where there is a scripture was written to document their story, and that we said the strongest opinion last time, were a wonder among our signs? Remember, when the young men, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts telling the story in detail. Remember, when the young men fled for refuge from their disbelieving foe to the cave, they said, our Lord, bestow on us mercy from yourself and facilitate for us our affair in the right way. And this also verse we covered last time. And I remember that I said to you that they ask for the mercy before the guidance, because the mercy that would lead to guidance. سألوا الرحمة قبل الرشاد لأن الرشاد نتاج الرحمة. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, which is I just recited earlier, therefore we covered up their sin, the sins of hearing, فَضَرَبْنَا عَلَىٰ آذَانِهِمْ, causing them to go in deep sleep in the cave for a number of years. Here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used the word, they translated, which is, I think, very good translation, unless some of you guys can think of a better way to put it. We covered up their sins of hearing. The actual word in the Quran, فَضَرَبْنَا عَلَىٰ آذَانِهِمْ. الضرب in Arabic language, it means we strike their ear Okay, strike their ear. And the word daraba, it doesn't mean necessarily the hit or the physical strike. Ad-darb, it comes, it comes in the Quran sometimes to refer to something that stick with something else. It's like you hit someone, what happened? The pain stick with you after the actual hit, that's right. When you strike someone, even after you leave, you remove your hand, okay? There's still what is go with you some pains. You still feel the pain going on. So originally the word الضرب معناها اللزوم والتمكن. That's what the original root of the word ضرب, which is something stick with you. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, ضربت عليهم الذلة. Allah said about those who preach the covenant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala among the Jews, that they will strike them with humiliation. Whether they strike them or we hit them with it, it doesn't mean they physically hit them. It means something is stick with them, something will be with them. And the word strike or hit here, darb, it means it goes deep into that. So they went in very, very deep sleep by covering their sense of hearing. Some modern research, they say, بعض البحوث العلمية الجديدة تقول أن it suggests that it is more important to close your ear than even cover your eyes when you sleep. They said in order for you to go on deeper sleep, a lot of people think it is based on just being dark or not seeing. Yes, that's one part of it, but actually it's about no noise at all. That will make you go on a deeper sleep. So, you know, those who listen to white noise before they go to sleep, or they give you this alarm and it play like birds or, some noise or waves. They said, hey, that'll help you to go to sleep. As a matter of fact, they said when there is an absolute silence, when you cannot hear anything, your sleep will be much deeper. I don't want to go in details, but our sleep is like a curve. So you start your sleep like this, then there is something called the bottom of your sleep or the deep sleep. So some people, when they go to sleep, let's say you sleep 6 hours. Some people start in that high, shallow sleep for maybe 3-4 hours. And they go down to the deep sleep for 10 minutes, then go back up again. The longer you can stay in deep sleep in the middle, the more fresh you feel, the more strong you are. And even there is techniques, they teach you how to go into deep sleep. Some military personnel, they train this way. Even I heard some doctors, a surgeon today, trained to know how to go into deep sleep. I know, for instance, those who work in platforms and they are in charge of, like my brother, he's a petroleum engineer. When he went to work in a platform, they trained him, give him a course about how he can go to sleep for only 2-3 hours, and after that he's ready to, start fresh. But he doesn't spend all his time in that shallow sleep. So here, going into a very deep sleep, okay, and covering your ear with that. But even some of the ulama, rahimahullah, said that the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he said, أن الإنسان إذا نام وفاتته الصلاة, when you sleep and you miss the salah, يبول الشيطان في أذنك, that the shaitan urinate in your ear. They said because he put you in deep sleep that you don't wake up for salah. So you missed it. They actually block your ear completely, so you go in deeper sleep. But instead of blocking your ear with something good, he used the worst of thing, which is urinating in your ear. Al-A'mash rahimahullah, when he narrated this hadith, he said, I know why now I have this blurry eye. It is because all the urine goes in my head from the shaitan. Al-Dhahabi rahimahullah said, حاشا وكلا فإن الأعمش إنما قال هذا دعابة وإنما هو من أهل قيام الليل وطول العبادة. Al-Dhahabi rahimahullah in Surah Al-Nubala, he said, no, that's not true. Al-A'mash was just joking. Otherwise, this man is an avid worshipper. He prays a lot in the night, rahimahullah ta'ala. Sinina adada. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that they are in their cave for number of years. He never mentioned the numbers of the years here. Even though in the end of the story he said, they stayed 309 years. He didn't mention it in the beginning, so he make you excited. سمون هذا للتشويق. So you're looking forward to the end of the story. And also because the numbers of years is not important. The number of years is not important. دائما القرآن يبدأ بالأهم فالمهم. Al-Quran speaks about the most important facts, the most important lessons, the most important points of the story. And the points, how many years doesn't make a difference, because it's a miracle if they sleep a year or 2 or 3 or 10. That's right? Is that right? So it doesn't really make a difference. طيب. ثم بعثناهم لنعلم أي الحزبين أحصى لما لبثوا أمدا. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, then we raised them up from their sleep. We raised them. بعث, al-ba'th, which is resurrection. It means we moved them. We basically raised them up. وهذا البعث في لغة العرب هو التحريك والإثارة. And can anybody tell me, because if you're following up with me the last classes, what is the wisdom or one of the wisdom that you can see from using the word بعثناهم? We resurrect them. We raise them from their death. Huh? Yeah, but why didn't use another? We wake them up. We brought them back. What's the wisdom behind this specific term? يعني إيش الحكمة اللي تراها في هذا اللفظ؟ Yes. Very good. تذكروا, you remember I told you that Surah Al Kahf is a verses that's revealed to who? To Kuffar Quraysh, who challenged the Prophet ﷺ, who also took this question from the Jews. And one common thing between them and the Jews at that time, that both they don't believe in the resurrection. Okay? And Kuffar Quraysh deny resurrection. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want to use this story, not just because to tell them the story. He want to use this story to prove points for the mushrikeen, to make it as an opportunity of giving da'wah to mushrik al-Arab. So they can believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and believe in the Day of Judgment. Remember, always the story is mentioned because there is lessons Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want people to reflect upon them and something that you learn from it. So ta'bir bi ثم بعثناهم ليذكرهم بالبعث الأكبر. So Allah remind them of the great resurrection, which will take place in the next life. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, لنعلم أي الحزبين أحصى, that we might test which of the two parties was best at calculating the time period that they had لبثوا أمدا, يعني stayed. So here, لنعلم أي الحزبين. What's the word لنعلم? So we will know. If you need a literal translation, so we will know. طيب. يعني that means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that means Allah didn't know before? No. Allah knows who's among them will know how many years or days, or who's among them is right and who's among them is wrong. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's knowledge, قال العلماء, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's knowledge, you can see it from two perspectives. علم الله يمكن أن تراه علم الله قبل وجود الأشياء وعلم الله بالأشياء بعد وجودها. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's knowledge, when it comes to his knowledge in relation to anything that exists, okay, he knows about it before it's existent and he knows about it after exists. His knowledge of anything before it exists لا يستلزم مدحا ولا ذما ولا ثوابا ولا عقابا. He knows about things before it exists. That knowledge does not mean that this thing's to be praised, this thing's to be rewarded for it, or anything like that. It just shows his complete knowledge and awareness of what is going to happen. But after it exists, he knows that it exists now. Okay? So that's not a new thing, but that's a different type of knowledge. That, based on that knowledge, things will be praised, things will be rewarded. Like, I give you an example. Dr. Erwin Shfaq. Let's just, for hypothetical, he will pray 2 rak'ahs after the class finish. Okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows he will do that. Does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward him because he will do that now before he prayed the 2 rak'ah? No. When he have the intention, when he prays, when he do it, he get the reward. When he do it, Allah praise him. He said to his angels, my servant Erwin prayed 2 rak'ah. My servant did this and that. So after its existence, the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala of things that exist, that what makes reward, that what makes praising basically lead to that. But before it exists, no. I'm saying this because we have, for those who will benefit from it, because we have a lot of different people attending, ilm Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that prior to things to exist is the only ilm that the Asha'ira believe in. They don't have any other level of ilm that they would consider. They said he knew everything in the past and that's it. So we always tell them that ilm of things before it exists, it doesn't lead that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward or praise the person. It has to be the ilm that him knowing it while it's happening or after it happened. Okay? So that's why some of the mufassirin said, لِنَعْلَمَهُ مَوْجُودًا بَعْدَ أَنْ عَلِمْنَاهُ أَنَّهُ سَيَكُونَ بَعْدَ عِلْمِنَا أَنَّهُ سَيَكُونَ. So we knew that it is exist as we knew before it will be exist. Okay? So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knowledge of things that it's, so he said, so we will know, so we will show you what we know. We will make it clear to you what we know. And it is a type of test as well. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلِيَبْتَلِيَ اللَّهُ مَا فِي صُدُورِكُمْ وَلِيُمَحِّصَ مَا فِي قُلُوبِكُمْ وَاللَّهُ عَلِيمٌ بِذَاتِ الصُّدُورِ. Allah is saying in Surah Al Imran, verse 154, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will test what's in your heart to show the reality of your heart, to show the reality of your faith and iman. وَلِيُمَحِّصْ مَا فِي قُلُوبِكُمْ. Show what's exactly in your heart. But showing what's in your heart, it is because he doesn't know? No. He knew what is exactly in your heart, but he want to make it appear. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the end, وَاللَّهُ عَلِيمٌ بِمَا فِي الصُّدُورِ. وَاللَّهُ عَلِيمٌ بِذَاتِ الصُّدُورِ. And Allah have absolute knowledge of what's deep in your heart. So not because he want to show what's in your heart, he doesn't know what's in your heart. That's why he ended with this, so nobody can have this misconception. No, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want to show something, it's not because he doesn't know it, but he wants people to see it. He wanted them to know what he knew, subhanahu wa ta'ala, so he either reward you for it or punish you for it, praise you for it or criticize you for it. Ayyul Hizbayn, which one of the two parties? What is the two parties? Here in Mufassirin, they have different opinion. Two parties. They said the actual fitya, the actual young men, okay, they themselves split to two parties. One party said we slept only 1 day and a half, or maybe half a day or a full day. And another party said no, we slept way more than that, but Allah knows how long. So they themselves split to two. So which one of them correct? They didn't know. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed that later on. They said no. Actually, which one of the two parties is right? The two parties are the young men who became believers and their people. وَقَوْمُهُمْ. Their people, the kuffar. Which one was upon the truth? The one who went to the cave or the one who rejected them in the village? So, لِنَعْلَمَ أَيُّ الْحِزْبَيْنِ. But, to be honest with you, this is not very clear because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said which one of them was able to know how long they stayed. And their people didn't know about them. People die, and most likely their own people thought that they're dead. We talk about completely new generation. So that say no. It's actually them and the people of the village that when they woke up, they were at their time. So that village that they went to bring food from, that new village that came after 309 years, those people, they were debating among themselves how long these people died. So they said maybe that's what it is. And wallahu a'lam, that's what it seems to be a stronger opinion. That in the time when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala resurrect them or bring them back to life, the people who found them, they start debating among themselves how long they stayed, how long they've been in this cave. Okay? And they never figure out how long. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in these verses have shown the exact time that they slept. And that's what Shaykh Ibn Uthaymeen rahimahullah chose. And it makes sense. Why? Because the people of the cave, when they did not, there is no proof that they were two groups only, or like two opinions only. Number one. Number two, they did not debate over years, or they never had this as a goal. Yani, the Quran telling the story, nothing in the story shows that they even debated this issue. They just say, you know what, we slept a day or a half a day, and then they just move on. So there is nothing in the story itself shows that they've been split to two groups, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. So al-ihsa amada يعني وقتا, والإحصاء هو الدقة في العد. الإحصاء, the word أحصاهم, يعني which one of the two, a group, calculating the time period in a very exactly, يعني calculating it exactly how long it is. Because the word ihsa, it means exactly. They calculating it exactly. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about the people, لَقَدْ أَحْصَاهُمْ وَعَدَّهُمْ عَدًّا, about the people on the day of judgment. طيب. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said after that, نَحْنُ نَقُصُّ عَلَيْكَ نَبَأَهُمْ بِالْحَقِّ. Ya salam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, we narrate to you, O Muhammad, their story with truth, absolute truth. يعني هناك فرق كبير بين العرب وبين اللغة العربية واللغة الإنجليزية, سبحان Allah. Very different between the words in Arabic, how powerful they are, and the words in English. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, we narrate to you, نحن نقص عليك, we narrate to you, O Muhammad, their story. In Arabic language, the proper structure for a sentence, نقص نحن عليك. The proper structure in Arabic language, you start with the verb, then you follow by the noun, the one who did the verb. So the proper Arabic, it should be, the normal, not proper, the normal way in Arabic language you would say, exactly like the English, we narrate to you. But, how would it be in English? It doesn't come in English like that. We cannot switch the order. But it's styled like, it doesn't work in English. But anyway, if it's in Arabic, it is, you start with the verb, then you follow it with the noun, which is the one who did the verb. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala relate Allah to you, Ya Muhammad. But here he made it the opposite. He starts with the noun, then followed with the verb, which is narrating. Al-ulama said, whenever the structure is changed like this, that means there is balagha, there is a wisdom behind it. ما هو الاختصاص. يعني لا أحد يعلم حقيقة أمر هؤلاء الفتية إلا الله. It means Allah emphasizes here that the only one know exactly the story of these young men is Allah. Question. Why Allah will emphasis on this? Why Allah want to make this point? That the only one truly knows what happened to them is Allah. Very good. Because Jews claim they have the knowledge of the story and they want to test Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam if he knows or not. Muhammad and his Lord, or whatever source of revelation he received. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling them that He knows exactly what happened. You don't have the absolute knowledge and the complete knowledge of their story. Is that clear? Very beautiful way of saying it. نحن نقص عليك نبأهم. The word naba, they translated their story. But in Arabic language, عما يتساءلون عن النبأ العظيم. And naba, it's here the story, that's fine, but also naba means the matter. So we tell you about their matter. But guess what? In Arabic language, you never use the word naba unless you refer to something honorable, something great. You don't ever use the word naba referring to something of no value or a story that is not a very important story. Like you don't say the naba of Majnun Layla, for example, which is a story known in the Arabic history about this man who loved Layla and he became insane because he loved her so much that he lost his sanity after her. Who cares? He loves Layla, wallah, he doesn't. See, it is not a naba. In naba, it's a story of value and a matter of value. So here, Allah using this word, naba'ahum bil haqq, to make you so interested to know what's the story. If it is so important, it's a naba, it's something of value, something important, something very important. So you're now getting excited about what's the story. So now I know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He telling me a very important story. And Allah, He is the storyteller here. And Allah is the one who telling us the detail of it. So I'm very ready to know the rest. هذا من بديع تعليق القلوب بالقرآن. It's an amazing way of getting you so excited about what Allah going to tell you. Why Allah, He is the best ever storyteller, if we can use that term. Why the stories that comes from Allah, why the matters that explained by Allah is the best. And He's the best one to explain. Al-ulama rahimahumullah said, because four things, if they are exist in any story, in any matter that I relate to you, that means this is a beautiful story. This is an important matter you should look at. Number one, al-ilm. You know what you're talking about. And Allah earlier, He said that He knows the matter of this. As-sidq, truthful. No lie in it. And Allah is the most truthful one. And al-fasaha, the eloquency, that very clear. And nothing can be more clearer than the Quran. والرابعة إرادة الخير في إرادة القصة أو في إرادة الخبر. يعني I tell you information because I want to benefit you with this. Not just because I want to harm you or I want to hurt you, or I'm telling you something will benefit you. It's not I'm telling you something will never benefit you. Can you imagine if I tell you any piece of information will never benefit anyone here? Who would care to come to my class? No one. To listen to me? No one. Because I'm not having intention to benefit the people. So if you have these four in any matter that you relate to other, people will be interested in what you say. People will love what you say. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have them four in the best way. لذا قصص الله أحسن القصص وخبره أعظم الأخبار وحديثه أصدق الحديث سبحانه وتعالى. And all this is an introduction to tell you what's the story. He said, إنهم فتية آمنوا بربهم وزدناهم هدى. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, they were young men who believed in their Lord, and we increased them in guidance. Again, he emphasizes again on them being young men. Okay? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praising them. And we all know that the young man who grow, or a woman who grows in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, will be in the shade of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the day of judgment. Here he said something very interesting. He said, آمنوا بربهم وزدناهم هدى. ربط الإيمان بالهداية. He connects the two together. You believe in Allah, then your guidance. So believe in faith and guidance. Because the more you have belief and faith, the more you are guided. Allah said, وَإِن تُطِيعُوهُ تَهْتَدُوا. If you obey Him, you will be guided. وَمَن يُؤْمِن بِاللَّهِ يَهْدِ قَلْبَهُ. Those who believe in Allah, Allah guide their heart. الذين آمنوا ولم يلبسوا إيمانهم بظلم أولئك لهم الأمن وهم مهتدون. Those who believe in Allah and do not commit shirk, Allah promised them safety and security. And number two, what? Hidayah, guidance. So what that means, how faith lead to guidance. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the more faith you have, the more He guides you in the dunya and in the akhirah. And look at the story of Ahl al-Kahf. Give me example of how Allah guided them in relation to worldly matter. He saved them from being killed. They managed to meet. I told you last class, they met many times. They left their people and without being caught. And when the right moment came, they left the village before they captured them. That's worldly matter, saving their life. Then He guided them to the cave. And we will know, if it's not today, next week, even the cave that they lived in was an amazing cave. The way described in the Quran, it's an amazing cave. It's perfect place for them to stay. All this, هذه hidayah dunyawiyya. This is hidayah, this is guidance in worldly matters. Then He guided them in what? In religion. So they know who Allah, they know the shirk, they know the ubudiyya lillah, even though we don't have proof that they had a messenger or anything like that. They far away from the time of messenger and books, and they didn't refer anything to that. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them the hidayah in knowing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even how they debated their people. And they stood in front of their people and they debated them. They said, Allah is our Lord because He's the Lord of the heavens and the earth. And if He created the heavens and earth, He should be only worshipped. استدلوا بربوبيته على عبوديته. So that's hidayah. That's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them more hidayah. He gave them hidayah that they recognize from His attributes. What led them to do the right dua. من رحمتك وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. They asked for the perfect dua, and I told you last time that ar-rashad is the best thing you can ask for from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So all this hidayah fi deen. Also, he guided them in the dunya that I said. We will get to learn this, that Allah guided them to sleep in the place in the cave, which is the best place. That's a guidance. They did not calculate where is the sun going to come from and going to go down. And you know what? Not to be exposed to the sun so it will not burn their skin. No, they want to be in a shade, and not an absolute shade, so they will, and a cave which is spacious. It's absolutely fantastic the way they slept. And they had the dog who outside. All this from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why, my brothers and sisters, the more you have faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the more guidance you have. The more Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open doors for you to do more good deeds. The good deeds is the result of belief, is the result of another good deed. And so many times we see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us to do the right decision, the right investment, the right call, in the right time, in the right place. And all because of our iman in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. طيب. Then he said, وَزِدْنَاهُمْ هُدَى. We increased their hidayah. We increased their iman, their faith, their good deeds. Because one of the belief of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, that al-iman yazid wa yanqus. Al-iman increase and decrease. Increase by good deeds and decrease by sins. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَالَّذِينَ اهْتَدَوْا زَادَهُمْ هُدَى وَآتَاهُمْ تَقْوَاهُم. In Surah Muhammad verse 17, those who Allah guided, we increase their guidance and we give them their taqwa. هو الذي أنزل السكينة في قلوب المؤمنين ليزدادوا إيمانا مع إيمانهم. In Surah Al-Fath verse 4, He is the one who descended as-sakina, serenity and belief and faith in the heart of the believer, so they will increase in their iman. فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا فَزَادَتْهُمْ إِيمَانًا. Those who believe in Allah, our verses increase their iman in Surah At-Tawbah, verse 124. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that He did not only increase their hidayah, but also وَرَبَطْنَا عَلَىٰ قُلُوبِهِمْ. Ya salam. And we made their hearts firm and strong. We made their hearts firm and strong. The rabt, it's like when you do a knot to make things strong and firm. So what's a rabt? A rabt, it means two things you connected together. What did you connect the heart with? With the faith, with the belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with believing in the truth, in the haqq. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, He gave them support. He gave them strength. He gave them the ability to stood fast. Allah gave them the ability to stand strong, stand tall. Allah gave them the ability to be patient. Allah gave them the yaqeen, the certainty in the heart. I have a question for you. Why would this be so important for these young men? This concept that Allah make their heart firm and strong. But specifically for them, it's very important. Very good. Because they make a decision to leave everybody behind. They're young, not the older. They don't have a family. Can a young man, can you imagine you a boy, like you talk about somebody 17, 16, leave all his family behind him. And when they left their city, they run away. They did not have many food or goods. They don't have even, don't know what, they just plan to go to the cave that they meet in. That's why al-iwa, يعني الرجوع. So they used to meet in that cave and they came back to it. They don't have even a clear plan yet. And what it looks from the verse, the story that we read, they went on rush. So you really have to have strong, firm belief to be able to do that. Number one. Number two, even before they left their family, before they left everything behind, in order for you to stand against your whole entire village, and you are the youngest, and you are just different than everybody else, it is a big challenge that we call fitna. It's a great test. Can you imagine if the only one in my family, I'm the only one in my neighborhood who's saying that? That's not easy. You need fi waqt al-fitan, in the time of fitan, you need that strength. You need that help from Allah to keep your heart firm. That's why Allah said in Surah Al-Anfal, verse 11, in one of the most difficult moments in the life of the companions of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in the battle of Badr, He said, وَلِيَرْبِطَ عَلَى قُلُوبِكُمْ. The young men of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, like the young men of the cave. He said, Allah will make your heart rabt, you make your heart firm. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said this verse, also this concept again, when in Surah Al Qasas, verse 10, in the story of Musa's mother. Can you imagine a mother who she loves her son, she loves her son so much, and Allah told her to throw him away. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إن كادت لتبدي به لولا أن ربطنا على قلبها لتكون من المؤمنين. We made her heart firm. Also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al Imran, again, in another way Allah said the same concept, the battle of Uhud, telling about the prophets before Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the Ribbiyin, the followers of the prophets, those sincere followers of the prophets, when they were tested so hard by their people, ما كان قولهم إلا أن قالوا ربنا اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. Give us that firm. That's why, my brothers and sisters, إيش معنى الربط على قلبك? What it means for me and you today, that Allah make that rabt on my heart and your heart. What that means to us today, that Allah make your heart firm. Number one, أن تثق بوعد الله. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make your heart, make you're very firm in believing in Allah's promises, in Allah's promises. Whatever Allah promised you, it will happen. And look at all the promises of Allah, that in your heart you know that this will happen. You firm, you have no doubt. الربط على القلب أن تثق بدين الله. تثق بوعد الله وتثق بدين الله. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your heart is firm, that you truly believe in the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have no doubt about Islam. الربط على قلبك, that Allah make your heart firm. Nobody can raise doubt about the religion. So you don't start saying, oh, this part of the religion doesn't fit America, this doesn't fit France, this doesn't fit Canada, this one doesn't fit 21st century, this doesn't fit 20th century, this doesn't fit 30th century, and you start like doubting everything in your deen. الربط على القلب, that Allah make you firm in believing in His deen, that it's correct and right. الربط على القلب أن يجعلك تصدع بالحق. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He make your heart firm, that it is so firm that you are openly say the truth that you believe in. You have no hesitation. الربط على القلب بأن تستطيع الصبر على الأذى. When Allah make your heart firm, that you have patience to resist the influence. That you are patient when it comes to the struggles that you deal with every day. Your heart is firm and you can go on. الربط على القلب بمقارعة الحجة بالحجة. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make your heart firm, that you are able to refute all the doubts with the clarity of the haqq. You remove all the falsehood using the lights of the Quran. Also, الربط على القلب يكون بالاستقامة على دين الله بعمل الصالح. Allah make your heart firm by what? By continuously doing the good deeds until you die. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make your heart firm because you are holding into the robe of Allah and you continue to do the good thing until you die. الربط على القلب يكون بعدم التهور والاستعجال. That Allah make your heart firm, that you don't rush the result. You don't go to things which is not calculated because you're hasty. That's why when you see so much, sometimes you see so much injustice happen. Me and my daughter were talking that day, yesterday I believe, in IHOP parking lot. We were like there, and we were talking about what happening in the world and in Syria. And I said to her, sometimes, you know what, I know that this is injustice, but I have also so much firmness in my heart that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will change this. As I know also, I cannot personally, I cannot change the reality of so many things happening over there. Can you imagine if you became so frustrated that you start doing things which is not correct? That a person Allah did not make his heart firm. start hasty, going to go violence or asking to things in a wrong way, or to be basically careless completely. Give up hope. الربط على القلب بأن يجعلك مخلص لله وليس طالبا لنفسك منتصر لنفسك لا سيما في مقام الامتحان. Sometimes when we debate one another, when things became personal, either Allah give firmness to your heart to stay its course, sincere, or you switch, you change, you start doing things for your own self. How can this happen? كيف يحصل الربط على القلوب? How can you have your heart firm? Especially in today's world, we see so many change happening to the religion. So many du'at to Allah, callers to Allah. So many even students of knowledge and even shuyukh fell into that trap. Even groups in da'wah fell into that trap, which is, oh, this is because of the modernity of the time or of Islam. Let's change this and change that. Oh, because we want to accommodate everyone, so we start dropping this and dropping that. Oh, because of maslahat al-da'wah, for the benefit of da'wah. Sayyid Qutb rahimahullah once said, إن مصلحة الدعوة أصبحت في زماننا إلها يعبد من دون الله. Sayyid Qutb once said that the concept of all for the benefit of da'wah became another God that worship beside Allah. Because of what he experienced with the people that he dealt with. He said, because many things in religion change for the sake of the benefit of da'wah, the benefit of da'wah. This is a great dangerous. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in Surah Al-Isra about Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. وَإِن كَادُوا لَيَفْتِنُونَكَ عَنِ الَّذِي أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْكَ لِتَفْتَرِيَ عَلَيْنَا غَيْرَهُ وَإِذًا لَاتَّخَذُوكَ خَلِيلًا. They tried to deceive you, Muhammad, to mislead you, Muhammad, to make you change, Ya Muhammad. Change the thing that we have revealed to you, so you claim things or you attribute things to us different than what we told you. What will happen if you change the religion? لَاتَّخَذُوكَ خَلِيلًا. You will be their best friend. Wallahi, subhanallah, you see this today. Just leave certain things, you will be in the media, you will be taking titles, you will go to even academic world, in every, on a lot of doors will be open for you. Just change a little bit. You know, change the way you look, change the way you talk, change the terminology that you use. You know, change your deen. إِذَا لَاتَّخَذُوكَ خَلِيلًا. Immediately they will take you as the best friend and ally. وَلَوْلَا أَن ثَبَّتْنَاكَ. يا سلام. هذا هو الربط على القلب. It is because we supported you, ya Muhammad. So even Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam needed that support from Allah. With all the knowledge, with all the thing that he saw with his eyes, with all the experience that he had, he himself, Allah said, it is if it's not us, we give you the support. لَقَدْ كِدْتَ تَرْكَنُ إِلَيْهِمْ شَيْئًا قَلِيلًا. You almost lean towards them a little bit. طب is a little bit okay? إِذًا لَأَذَقْنَاكَ ضِعْفَ الْحَيَاةِ وَضِعْفَ الْمَمَاتِ. Is a little bit okay? No, it's not. Because if you do, you will be punished twice in the dunya and twice as punishment anybody else in the akhirah. ثُمَّ لَا تَجِدُ لَكَ عَلَيْنَا نَصِيرًا. No one will support you other than Allah. Those who seek support from other than Allah, by compromising their principles, by changing the deen of Allah, just because they're seeking the help and the aid of anyone other than Allah, Allah telling him or her or anyone that there is no one will support you other than Allah. And if Allah leaves you, nobody put you down, nobody can ever pull you up. That's serious. Because also Surah Al-Hajj, Allah said, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَن يَعْبُدُ اللَّهَ عَلَى حَرْفٍ. The previous one, Surah Al-Isra, verse 73 and 74 and 75. This one, Surah Al-Hajj, verse 11. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَن يَعْبُدُ اللَّهَ عَلَى حَرْفٍ فَإِنْ أَصَابَهُ خَيْرٌ اطْمَأَنَّ بِهِ وَإِنْ أَصَابَتْهُ فِتْنَةٌ انقلب على وجهه خسر الدنيا والآخرة ذلك هو الخسران المبين. There is people live Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they are like in the edge, like this. Any fitna, any test, any push, he falls. And if he falls, he lost the dunya and the akhirah. And today the amount of fitna, the amount of trials, the amount of tests, unbelievable, each and every one of us. It's so many. Wallahi, that day I was looking into, reflecting, this last weekend I was teaching in Detroit, Al-Maghrib class. And I'm talking to my students and telling them, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, أَن تَزِلَّ قَدَمٌ بَعْدَ ثُبُوتِهَا, that a feet will slip after it stood firm. It terrified me. لأننا نقول أن تزل قدم بعد تذبذبها بعد أن بعد ثبوتها. That Allah warning that you slept after you stood up firm. Not after you barely stood up and you're like struggling. No, you're already standing up firm and you slept. You go away. You already have knowledge. You already have taqwa. You already have iman. You already lived long life of goodness. And by the way, don't ever think the tests of Allah is only through trials in a sense that they are hardship and calamity and abuse and stuff like no. وَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ عَاهَدَ اللَّهَ لَئِنْ آتَانَا مِنْ فَضْلِهِ لَنَصَّدَّقَنَّ وَلَنَكُونَنَّ مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ فَلَمَّا آتَاهُمُ اللَّهُ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ بَخِلُوا بِهِ وَتَوَلَّوْا وَهُمْ مُعْرِضُونَ فأعقبهم نفاقا في قلوبهم إلى يوم يلقونه بما أخلفوا الله ما وعدوه وبما كانوا يكذبون. In Surah Al-Tawbah, verse 75 to 77, Allah telling us the story of someone who promised Allah, if you give me wealth, if you give me money, I will spend and I will do. When Allah gave them the money, they became stingy. When I was in Toronto, a man came to me and he told me, Shaykh, tell my story to the people. He came to me and he said, I came from Pakistan. That's exactly, I'm telling you because he asked me to share his story. He said, I came from Pakistan. I was like 15, 16 years old. Have nothing. I worked the street. I sold things in the street. I start from scratch. I wasn't religious at all. I married one of the sisters who, mashallah, good sister and stuff like that. And I said, Ya Allah, this is the biggest blessing that you ever blessed me with. And I changed my life. And I promise Allah, if He gave me $1 million, I will give 50% of my income, my profit every year for the sake of Allah. He said, first year came. It was a big struggle. Next year I get not million, I get more. I give 20% instead of 50. The year after, I give 5%. And he said, Shaykh, after that for straight 5, 7, 8 years, maybe or something like that, I can't tell that I even give the zakat. He said, even the zakat is so hard to do 2.5%. And he broke in tears because I talk about this verse. He took me in the side and he cried like a baby in my hand. Tests, or don't think tests that Allah put you in jail or like put pressure on you. No, tests can be like give you health, give you time to do what you do with it, give you money to see what you do with it, give you position to see what you do with it, give you opportunities to see what you will do with these opportunities in front of you. Would you take advantage of it or let it go? So, how can we have this rabt, this firm heart? Number one, الدعاء. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا. Ya Allah, don't let our heart turn away after you guide us. وتوفنا مع الأبرار. Let us die with the abrar. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, listen to the beautiful dua of your Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم حبب إلينا الإيمان وزينه في قلوبنا. Ya Allah, make us love Iman and make it something look so interesting, so beautiful in our heart. And make it this way. Make this dua for yourself. You know, when you do this a lot, you will never see the salah boring. You will never see the class boring. Because you always say, Ya Allah, make the faith and Iman something so interesting to our hearts. Those who don't have that, they see religion's very boring concept and subject. ثبت قلبي على دينك. النبي يقول, Ya Allah, keep my heart straight in your religion. Give me firmness in my heart. Number two, you want that firm heart? استقم كما أمرت. Stood fast. You follow the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. You follow the Quran. You continue to do what is right and you continue to do what is good. Number three, specifically, follow the sunnah. اتباع السنة. In the small matter and the big matters. A sunnah, it is like siyaj, it's like a protection, like a fence. I told you, one of my teachers said before to me, those shuyukh who don't care for the sunnah prayers, their students wouldn't care for the farida prayers. Their students would not care. I'm telling you, if you don't care for the sunnah prayers, I guarantee you, your children will not care for the obligatory prayers. And this is serious because I'll tell you something. I see the old generation, older, like 40s and up, okay? 40s and up, the Salat al-Maghrib finished, they pray 2 rak'at sunnah. Isha finished, they pray 2 rak'at sunnah. And some of them, they don't consider themselves that religious. Yani they're not, multazimeen, not that religious people. They're not into ilm, not into da'wah, just a regular Muslim. While I see people see themselves not only religious, who activists, who student of knowledge, and they don't pray sunnah in these days. College students, graduated from college, high schooler, give khutbah Jum'ah and speak with the biggest mouth or you can hear and talk and whatever, and sunnah is alienated. That's what Imam Ahmad, when he was asked about someone, he said, هو طالب علم لكنه لا يقوم الليل. قال هذا ليس بطالب علم, هذا رجل سوء. Someone claimed ilm and knowledge and position and activism and all this guy, and he doesn't have any relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the night. He said, that's an evil man. Such person cannot lead good. That's why I'm telling you, I think that we have a serious challenge in America and in the West in general. It is so strange, that concept of a girl or a boy, that they are activists and leader and du'at and tulab ilm, but there is no huda, no istiqamah, no committed to the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Salah goes and salah passed, and if you want to, huh? No, they don't. I'm not talking about that. No, I'm talking about people, they don't, the sunnah is not practiced. They don't care for praying it. Unfortunately, that's a lot of people like that. Also, one of the things that make you, so following the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, it is something keep you to give that rapt firmness in the heart. Number 4 is kathratu dhikrillah, that you mention Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a lot. Number 5, ittiba'u salaf as-salih. One of the things that keep your heart firm is to follow the way of the early Muslim generations. Not to follow the innovators, not to follow the new ways, is to alayka bil amr al-atiq. Hold into the old matters, the matter of Sahabat Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That's where the hidayah is. قف حيث وقف القوم وقل بما قالوا. هذه وصية Ibn Mas'ud لمن أراد النجاة. Ibn Mas'ud, when he told one of his students, you want to be safe, follow the footsteps of the whoever before us. And he referring to the companions. Stop where they stopped. Say what they said. Abstain from what they abstained from. And finally, surround yourself with good Muslims, good friends. Be in the company of people who help you to stay firm. And I will end with this about the firmness of the heart. إن من أعظم علامات الربط على القلب. One of the clear signs that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you firmness in your heart, ما جاء في حديث أنس رضي الله عنه في الصحيحين. What Anas رضي الله عنه reported in Bukhari Muslim, that the Prophet ﷺ said, ثلاث من كن فيه وجد بهن حلاوة الإيمان. 3 things, if you have them, you truly taste the sweetness of the iman. من كان الله ورسوله أحب إليه مما سواهم. If you love Allah and His Messenger more than anybody else. ويحب المرء لا يحبه إلا لله. And you love someone only for the sake of Allah. I love Abdullah not because he changed me to change oil for me for free. Okay, I love Sami not because, you know what, he can, he's road assistant. I love Dr. Arwin because he can, you know, get me first prescription. You know, this is not what it is. No. And the third one is the main point. وأن يكره أن يعود في الكفر بعد أن أنقذه الله منه كما يكره أن يقذف في النار. He hates to go back to kufr the same way he hates to be thrown into fire. So ربطنا على قلوبهم, and we made their hearts firm and strong when they stood up and said, our Lord is the Lord of the heavens and the earth. Never shall we call upon any ilah, any God or deity other than Him. If we did, we should indeed have uttered an enormity of this belief. I don't think we have any time. We kept you more than we promised. We only do for an hour. But inshallah, next time we will finish this verse. أقول هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. If anybody has a question from brothers or sisters or the audience online, we can have a few minutes, inshallah. Yes. So he's saying, he asked some of these young folks, why don't you care for the sunnah? He said, if I'm going to ask in the day of judgment only about the fard salah, why would I care for the sunnah of it? And that's the dangerous. That's exactly what I'm saying. This sign shows that those people are in danger, because it's like this. It's like you have a core thing, then you have around it, surrounding it with basically a fence, walls. And the more fences and walls you have, the more protected you are. It's the hellfire. The more farther you are. That's number 2. the best thing about the Salatul Sunnah, that Salatul Sunnah is something to complete your prayer. You complete your prayer with. So let's say your fard prayer is missing. You didn't concentrate the whole prayer. You forgot something. You did not perfect it. You in the past forgot about salah. These extra salah complete your prayer. And if you care for the sunnah, you will care for the faridah. So that's basically why we should care. Also the extra reward. There is nobody can say, I only do this and I don't care for the rest. Because the Muslims, the spirit of Islam that encourage you to do more. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَزِدْنَاهُمْ هُدًى. So those who have true faith, they increase in the faith. This attitude of I don't need to increase, that's actually a sign that their faith is so weak and endangered. Because Allah make it very clear many times that those who have true faith, their faith lead them to increase their ta'ah, increase their ibadah, increase their relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and so forth. Very good. Anything in the online? Ammar? طيب السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. سبحانك اللهم